this here.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Game junkie, Gerard Campbell.
What could it be? Well, it's a game called Stacking out on the Xbox 360 Live Arcade. Gerard Campbell's been giving it a wee bit of a bash. He's been stacking, as it were, and he joins us live this morning. Morning to you, Gerard.
Good morning on this fine early morning, Wammo.
Yes. Now, this looks like, what, Russian dolls?
It does. It's I can't pronounce it, but yes, it's those Russian dolls, you know, the ones that you stack, and probably we all sort of had, I certainly had, I think my grandmother had someone as a kid, you know, they had a little one and then you stack them on top of each other. And it's a puzzle adventure game, and it comes from Tim Schafer's Double Fine Studios. He did Brutal Legend, and he's also sort of was involved with games like Psychonauts and Grim Fandango and the Escape from Monkey Island series, those LucasArts games. So he's very sort of well respected sort of adventure puzzle guy. And apparently stacking came about when they were making Brutal Legend. There was sort of a bit of a period between that time when it was unsure whether it was going to be published, so he split his teams off, and one of the top guys in Brutal Legend came up with this idea of using these Russian stacking dolls as, you know, involved in it, because his daughter had some and he was playing with them, and thought, great puzzle game. And it's got a really cute charm about it, you know. It's a downloadable game. It's on Xbox Live Arcade and on the PlayStation Network. You know, I think it's 800 Microsoft points or thereabouts, I think. And, you know, you have to solve... It's a story about the smallest doll called Charlie Blackmore, and he's part of a family, and he's got brothers and sisters. And it's involves child labour and this evil dude called the Baron, who captures Charlie's siblings, and Charlie has to go and rescue them. You know, the Baron's got them working in slave labour and zeppelins and on cruise ships and those sorts of things. And, you know, what you do is that you have to solve various puzzles, but you can either solve them with Charlie on his own, or you will have to stack Charlie into dolls, you know, larger than himself, to solve a puzzle. And it's quite an inventive, and it's really geared for that casual game too. You know, it's not going to stump people. There's a good hint system, so if you do stumble, you can press the hint system and it will give you, a bit of hints to do. And you know, it's these Russian stacking dolls have got a huge amount of personality. It's quite incredible what, you know, dolls like this, how much sort of personality they can get, you know,
and being dolls.
You know, painted dolls, and you know, they're sort of waddling around and doing the bits and pieces, and they can do different things, so each doll can do a different thing, you know. And like on puzzles might involve on one of the missions where Charlie has to rescue his sister who's working on a zeppelin that the Baron has, that he has to first of all rescue some ambassadors which have been kidnapped by the Baron because they were going to vote against these child labour laws. So the Barons are dotted all around Zeppelin, and one of them is hidden in a room where there's this huge toxic gas cloud. So Charlie, eventually what he has to do is that he has to stack into some dolls. He has to stack into one of these women dolls who expires potpourri from her behind, and then he jumps into a radiation suit so he can go through the cloud. And then pops this other doll out, and she passes wind on the toxic cloud, and it makes it all beautiful and smells nice, and then the ambassador can get out. So there's sort of a real good humour coming through as well, you know. And you know, and there's stacking dolls that look like, you know, Glaswegian bouncers, and there's one that does wedgies to people, and you know, he has to do a wedgie on a lever to open a gate. Right. So it's really a lot of fun. I mean, it won't take long to complete. I mean, it's not a huge game, but I mean, I guess that's the beauty of these downloadable titles, that they're not, you know, 20 plus hours of padding out and repetition. You know, it's a very short, to the point game, but it won't frustrate players, and it'll also, I mean, there's multiple ways you can solve things, so it's going to appeal to the experienced gamer and also to the casual gamer.
Cool, sounds very good. How many Microsoft points?
Off the top of my head, I think it's around about that 800 mark.
800 Microsoft points, not bad.
Yeah,
good value.
I'm not sure what it is on PlayStation Network, but I'd say it'd probably be sort of around that I don't know, $15 mark maybe. I'm guessing. I haven't checked, but yeah, I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff coming out on those downloadable titles at the moment, and they're fairly reasonably priced too.
Cool, sounds like a lot of fun. Go try it out. This is called Stacking. Check out Gerard Campbell up at stuff.co.nz in the technology section with his blog up there, and on Twitter as well, twitter.com/GameJunkieNZ. We'll catch you next week.
Indeed you will.